Good Wednesday morning. I'm your friend Scotty Ray. I double checked with Odie before we went live to make sure I knew the day of the week. Sometimes I get confused. How are you? Right now it is some kind of nice outside. 65. Now our high is going to be somewhat lower than it normally is. We're only looking at a high of about 91 today. Our low tonight, y'all looked at this, 63, as we'll get into a lot cooler weather this week during the nighttime. I think we all like that without a doubt. We've got a lot of headlines coming up for what's going on, Shaping America this morning. What is it out there? We'll tell you all about it in a few moments. Plus, we've got local headlines beginning at 7. Hope you'll be back for that. And we'll do all that. Right now, we go to Collinsville as we get our day started, as we do each and every day, with a good word. Let's go out and see Brother Ben.
One of my passions over the last decade has been beekeeping. I love it. It's fascinating, has all sorts of rewards. Now, most notable is that liquid gold, that precious honey. Of course, it's good for you. It's packed with nutrients, helpful cultures, even anti-allergy power. But if we're being honest, the reason we love honey is that it tastes so good. Its rich sweetness is not like anything else on earth. Now, today's word of wisdom says that gracious words are like honey. Proverbs 16:24 says, gracious words are like a honeycomb, sweetness to the soul and health to the body. Gracious words are sweet. You delight in them. They cause you to light up and smile. And not only are they good to you, they're also good for you. They encourage you and lift you up. They give you peace and offer hope. Now, we certainly love to hear gracious words, but we should love to speak them as well. Gracious words are filled with genuineness, sincerity. They communicate empathy and are chosen carefully. They're humble and respectful. They encourage, uplift, and appreciate. They're patient and calm and focus on being constructive and hopeful. Gracious words are sweet and good, just like that honey in the honeycomb. So may you long to give gracious words as much as you long to receive gracious words. Change begins in you.
The Change Begins in You is brought to you in part by Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville, Patrick Allen Companies, Mitchell Tire and Wrecker in Collinsville, and Mowdy Cabinetry. And welcome back. I used to refer to him as a 2-cup morning. I may have to refer to him as a 2-pot morning now, as we all get that coffee brewing. Hope you've had yours, feeling better there. From Clarkdale, Matt Green, how are you doing there? From Philadelphia, Charlotte Gray joins us. Vicky, it is a beautiful day. Absolutely love it outside. I was out there just a moment ago in that fresh air. It's wonderful. Steve, morning. Guys up. James, see all of you. Let us not forget October 7th. There's those in the media that don't want you to remember that date or know what the real truth was. October 7th, Israel was attacked without warning. Lots of people killed, hostages taken. The Israel military has recovered 6 bodies that were taken hostage. There's media that would make you want to believe that Israel was at fault. That's not the case. As we look at this recovered, just so you understand, a 79-year-old, an 80-year-old, a 76, a 51, and a 35-year-old. Again, let's not forget what this was all about from the very start. Have you seen this? And these guys have to work in some kind of conditions. And if you've been around and watched, truly watched, they have but a few seconds to jump out, deliver a package, put it on a porch, and be back on their schedule or they're off. UPS driver passed out while driving due to heat. It just runs off and he crashes. Those things ain't got air conditioner. Think about those guys when you're out and about as they hurry. They are in some kind of hustle, all those guys that do that. But they do not have air conditioning in those trucks, to the best of my knowledge. It's just go, baby, go. That's what went on with that. Hate it. Do you remember the actor from, was it General Hospital, who was walking to his car and, well, there was somebody there that we thought was trying to hijack it or steal it. Ends up they were actually cutting the catalytic converter off. He was shot and killed. They've arrested 2. They were both 18 years old. Killed a man over a catalytic converter. What they going to get for it? $50, $100 at a junkyard? Maybe a few dollars more for a life. It's bad news. I don't know if I agree with this. Maybe it's best. I'm sure he doesn't want to move. Starbucks, who's been in all types of controversy. They're saying that the new CEO will not have to move to be at the corporate office. They'll just have the corporate jet go pick him up, take him back and forth. Guess that'll be expensive. They really bombed on that last one, didn't they? And I mean as in the CEO they had before this. Didn't quite catch on. Very that way. We'll see how the new one does. This guy will get 22 years in prison. It's a pretty stiff sentence. What did he do? He was an Arizona truck driver. We've often talked about the steering wheel holders, I think is how Odie put it. We've got a few of those because it's been such a rush on to get trained drivers, and they're not out there. Guy's going to jail for 22 years because he called a deadly accident. He was watching TikTok while driving and slammed into others. He killed 5, injured tons more. Dead. All because he was watching TikTok while driving. Know your job. No, you can't do that. This really makes me not, because I've never went and had this done. Is it called a colonoscopy? Y'all know what I'm talking about. I've never had it done. I know you're supposed to go, but I hadn't had it done. Florida doctors in hot water. He forgot to put in his hearing aids. He couldn't hear, and the patient was not sedated. Hello. I just had I had a shudder. He's been put on hold. He can't come back to work just yet. If you have hearing aids, know when to use them, is the moral to that story. Last night, Barack Obama was the keynote speaker at the DNC in Chicago, Illinois. Maybe a few of you watched that. I did not. RFK, Robert F. Kennedy Jr., as we all know, is not going to win the presidency whatsoever. His running mate says he has 2 options, dropping out, and that if he doesn't back Trump, that it will give Harris the extra points that she needs to go in office. What will he do? I don't know. I know that he was meeting with Harris to try to get a cabinet seat. Will he back Trump? Will he back her? Is it true that will even sway the votes? I'm not sure. Is there undecided? I don't know anybody that was going to vote for him. I really don't. And I'm sure that in some states there's people who might have. Where is it that they've got that Martha's Vineyard? What state? Massachusetts? Maybe it was Massachusetts. Do y'all remember? And again, I don't know enough about this guy to say whether he was wrong, right, but I know that he's been in the news. He's been attacked by everyone. They tried to ruin his career from one end to the other. Is he guilty of any of it? Well, he didn't get charged with anything. Let me word it that way. Do you pronounce his last name Gates? Matt Gates? Is that how you say it? He has been reelected. Kevin McCarthy backed someone else, doing his best to have him ousted. If you remember, Matt is what got him removed as Speaker. House Speaker. Matt made it. He's back in office. But boy, they sure have. They went after him. And again, I don't know enough about what he was accused of to say the man was right or wrong. But whatever it was, they couldn't prove it. At the end of the day, he remains in office and got reelected. We all know the name Derek Chauvin. Of course, he's one of the officers that was arrested for George Floyd. He is being transferred to another prison today. Why? He was stabbed. I would imagine that his life is like that most every day. Y'all know that as well as I do. But it's bad enough now they're going to transfer him to another prison. We go to Odessa, Texas for our next story this morning. Have y'all heard about this? Airplane takes off. It's not gaining enough. The pilot realizes that there's a problem and starts diverting away from homes. It crashed into a building. A business went down. 2 people on board died. No civilians on the ground died after it crashed. It did destroy a home and hit a business or 2. Killed the 2 on board the plane. They're investigating as to what went wrong. It took off. I don't know much about rap. I'm the first to tell you. I don't know. When you get past John Connolly, John Snyder, I get kind of lost. Oh, yeah, there's Alan Jackson and even that little guy named Garth that I know very well. And I might know an occasional Elton John song. I don't know who Little John is let Little John perform last night at the DNC, if you happen to see that. He was there to pump the crowd up. Maybe you got to see that. Officially resigned, finally. Do you remember the Democrat Senator Bob Mendez, who they caught was taking bribes? Gold bars is what really caught him in the end. They had stamps on them. It was easy to trace back to where they come from. He has officially resigned from the Senate. He is no longer there. Don't you wish we could do that in every department across the U.S. of A.? Well, we see it going on in Jackson, Mississippi, don't we? Well, there's more to come on that. Probably more arrests. People are going to get in all kinds of trouble for bribery. Bribes. It happens in every town across the USA. Don't think that it doesn't. Every administration has got it. We'll see what becomes of this stuff in Jackson as we see on the national level. Someone busted. Shad White, where are you? Is he involved in this? We'll be right back as we get this morning underway. We're going to check that forecast next.
The Precast Group, offering you the best selection when it comes to a storm shelter. Located on 145 South in Meridian, where they offer above-ground shelters that can be installed in your home as you're built in, are conveniently located right outside your home if it's already built. They also offer storm shelters that can be installed in a slight bank or on flat ground. Protect your family today with a very affordable storm shelter from the Precast Group. Highway 145 South, 601-482-0003. The Precast Group. As the days get hotter, Sanders Gas reminds you to get your air conditioner tuned up. Sanders Gas can repair or replace your whole unit, whichever you need. Talk to Sanders about a tankless water heater now and never run out of hot water. Find out how easy and affordable it is to cook on gas stoves. And those backyard barbecues are coming. Don't run out of gas. Get yours refilled today. Sanders Gas, since 1946, 611 26th Avenue South. 601-693-4054.
Your forecast is brought to you by EMEPA, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
As we get into our record highs and record lows, back in 1980, it's been a spell or two ago. It was 104 today. Back in 1893, even further than that, it was a cool 56. That's our record lows for Meridian on this date. As we look across what's happening today, 91 in Meridian. We'll see 90 in Philadelphia. And look at this. Into the 80s we go at Starkville, Mississippi. Columbus Air Force Base, even over to Eupora, about 88. Over in the Delta, we'll hit 90. And down to Natchez, a little bit warmer, 91 as you're coming into town across that big bridge. As we look at Bama, we'll see 89 in Demopolis, same through Tuscaloosa. Even Birmingham holding a steady temperature of 89. Right there on I-20 all across there. As we look at our chances of fire conditions today and tomorrow, pretty rough there. Don't burn. Now, we don't have any local burn bans at this point, but that doesn't mean it's a great idea to go burn. We all know it's dry outside. Make sure there's no wind if you light something and you got something around it where it can't get out, a good way to get something put out. It's best today and tomorrow just not to burn if you can. Wait on it there. Watch those chains as you're pulling trailers as well. As we look at our 10-day outlook, we do see that it is warm during these daytime hours. It could be worse. We all know that. A little bit cooler weather is coming across from Texas, as we'll see highs in the mid-90s there. Matter of fact, let's look at that as we look at this 7-day forecast. And we're staying in the low 90s for the most part of this week. 91 today, 93 tomorrow, and we'll hold steady at 92 Friday and Saturday, and a little bit warmer as we go into Sunday, 94. Monday, we're back to getting hot again. 97, 98 as we look at Monday and Tuesday of next week. Slight chance of showers moving into the forecast there. As we go all the way through the 1st, as we hit September, we're still upper 90s there. It looks like the 2nd, September 2nd, will be our best day to get a rain shower. About a 40% chance into the 3rd there at 46% chance. So we hold out for that. Maybe we'll get a little bit of rain there. I know these tractors are rolling and y'all want it to get good as we get ready for deer season. What's your best time to fish today? It looks like a major time is going to be this morning around, actually this afternoon, 2:30. We'll call it 2:30 to 4:30 is the best time to fish today. A minor time this morning at 8 o'clock, and that'll last till 10. The wind's going to be north wind 5 to 10 as we're looking at. Well, the good news is, as we look here at the National Hurricane Center, there's absolutely nothing stirring in the waters right now. We'll take that, won't we? I'm glad of that. Give us a little break away from all that. Again, hurricane season will run all the way through November the 1st if we're keeping track of that. Let's go to radar. Honda Meridian radar shows us absolutely nothing going on in the state of Mississippi, Alabama. We do have fog all around Baton Rouge. For whatever reason, if you've got to cross that river bridge, it's going to be bad. You won't be able to see good. Use caution there. As we go to northern Georgia, we've got a little bit of fog this morning popping up there. Look at that. Into the Carolinas, just north of Knoxville. Into Roanoke, those areas there have fog, and we back out. We do see some showers up here, right around here north of there. In Missouri, Emerson, Missouri got a few showers, and Texas is just flat out hot. Excessive heat waves there in Houston, Galveston, San Antonio. We do have showers around Oklahoma City if you've got to fly into there for any reason today. Not a bad airport. I've been there once or twice. A few showers there off the coast of Florida as well, but nothing major. As we hold out for rain in our area, it'll be a little while there. Maryland, good morning. As we see 80 degrees right now in Texas this morning. That is warm for this time. As we know, we've woken up to 75 before, and it's that old sticky feeling. Y'all hang in there. Texas is going to be a toughie as we look at that. Right now, again, 65 in the Meridian area across Mississippi in most cases, and even into the edge of western Alabama. We'll be right back. We've got more coffee to make. I got to get to that. That's why we take this little break in between the two shows. We got to have coffee. We don't function well without it. Won't you join us? It all begins at 7 o'clock. We'll get into local, what's happening in our community. Again, we can't do it without you. Your input gives us where we go and what we do every day. Thank y'all so much. We'll be right back as we get your day underway at the Scotty Ray Report.